Well, good morning. We're finally set up at the dock view at Felixstowe. This is not a favoured spot of mine, but there's a match on today and it's pegged from the pier to Langard and the pegs are pretty full, so it must be a sellout. I did try to go up to Cobbled's Point, but far too many people walking about with dogs. Today we'll just be fishing for anything really. It'd be nice to get a cod, but I think that'd be very doubtful today. Trying out the new IMAX shelter, which I treated myself to. Let's get tackled up, get some bait on, and I'll catch up with you in a minute. Okay, first cast. We got one rod out. I've brought lug, squid, a few rag and some mackerel with me today. Opted just to put a couple of pieces of squid on first cast. We're just going to have a few casts just to make sure we keep away from the dreaded snags. This can be a bit of a tackle graveyard here, although that has been dredged. As you can see, there's a dredger working out in front of me right now. Hopefully they're stirring up a bit of food for the fish and it'll drift in here and act as a bit of a ground bait attractant. Okay, we'll just see how we go with this rod, and if we catch a fish we'll get back to you. Well, I've just checked on Vessel Finder and that boat out there is actually a tugboat Barney, but he looks as though he's dragging the bottom for something. What that is I do not know. Anyhow, we'll get on with our fishing. I just brought the first rod in, no fish, but it came in fairly easy. It seems as though the bottom's fairly clean here. No snags so far. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Catch you later. I just put a second rod out. That's a continental style rod with a very sensitive tip to give good bite indication. Got that one fairly close in with two little ragworm on. Don't know if I said before, but I'm fishing both with the 2-hook flapper. There's a fishing boat going out there, looks like a little charter boat. It looks a bit like Real Therapy. Dylan the skipper from Harwich, but I'll check that out and let you know in a minute. Cheers. I just checked Vessel Finder. That boat that went out wasn't Dylan in Real Therapy, it was lowest off provider, which is something to do with the port operations, I believe. The dredger's still going up, well, not dredger, the tug's still going up and down, dragging his line behind him. Don't know what he's looking for. There's somebody else just set up just up from me. I'll maybe have a walk up and see how he's getting on later. Haven't noticed any indications yet, but it's early days. The tide is just starting to flood in. I imagine there'll be some action after dark if nothing else, but hopefully we'll pick up a fish or two before then. Well, it is a real smashing day to be out. Very little wind, it's a bit chilly, probably about 7 or 8 degrees. Because it's just getting a little bit misty in Harwich Harbour over there. Not much activity in the port at the moment. The water's very deep here and you can understand why if you see the size of the ships that come in here. The dredge channel is, I don't know, about 30 metres I reckon. Well, Mrs. Google has just informed me that the dredge channel is actually probably only approaching 18 metres, but still a fair depth of water, and I should say it drops down pretty sharpish close in. The water looks a little bit clear now. Haven't noticed any crab activity, no little taps on the rods. They look pretty still at the moment. Well, the time now is 1:45. I'll just show you where I think the high tide line is today. I'm just about on the edge of it. If it does come up too high towards high tide, which is just after 6 tonight, I'll probably pack up and just have the last few casts from up there near the car, in the car park, across the railings. Well, got a bit excited just now bringing the continental rod in. Thought I'd got a fish on, only to see that I'd actually brought someone else's gear in. Somebody lost a weight. Anyway, a free weight is always a bonus. Now 20 to 3, still no fish, but I have noticed there's been a bit of crab activity, and I had one on the right hand rod a minute ago. Well, still not much activity on the fishing front. Bit of activity on the shipping front. MSC Shanghai 5 according to Vessel Finder. Full of all those little Christmas goodies and probably anything that you've ordered off Temu. And this boat out here, Barney, is still going up and down. No clue what he's doing. Turn you around to the rods. Just using squid and mackerel at the moment. There's plenty of crab activity though. Well, no fish so far. Looks like we could be heading for a blankety blank. But then again, if it wasn't for blanks, fishing would be called catching and not fishing. We'll see how we go. We've got about another, what's the time? About another hour and we're going to pack up. It's time as yet. Finally, whiting to save the blank, and I think I just had a good old knock on the other rod, so I'll get him unhooked and get him back. He's not big enough to take home. Catch you later. Well, I reckon the fish are now coming on the feed. Got another little pin whiting. Let's get him back. Oh, we just got another little ting. Greedy little thing has took the bait right down. I think that was on ragworm's tip with mackerel. Let's get him back. Just sat down for coffee. We were getting a free fireworks display across over there in Dovercourt. That would stop as soon as I got the camera out, wouldn't it? Let's see if we get any more bites. Rods are still at the moment. Fish seem as though they are coming on the feed now though. Trying to get you a bite on camera. The right hand rod was just knocking a lot of good in. It seems as though the fireworks are starting back up again. Get you a firework on here. As soon as I turn the camera off, a firework will go up. Or, as soon as I turn the camera off, the rod will start knocking. Never mind, let's finish my coffee. Here we have whiting number 4. Looky here. Looky here. Little Sandy McNabb. And this one gave me a really good bite. Pretty decent whiting. Just took the hook right down though. Greedy little bugger. Just pulled in whiting number 6. Bit skinny. Just took the hook right down. See if we can get him back though. Well, it's the top of the tide now. Don't think that's going to come in much more. We're almost to the end of the session now. Just got a few more worms to use up and we'll probably call it a day. We're on 6 whiting now. One was a decent one, keeper size, the rest went back. Was that a bite or am I dreaming? You start to imagine things this time of night. There's a sandy. Fish number 7. Little old pouting. Let's get him back. Here we have fish number 9. Another whiting. Let's get him back. Well, the tide has turned now. It's ripping out here like the clappers. I think it's nearly time to pack up because you can barely hold the bottom once it starts going out. It looks like we've got the Stenner, probably the Hollandica now coming in on the Hook of Holland. Well, my battery died on that last cast, so I'll just update you. I had a pouting on the yellow rod and a double shot on the other rod as I reeled it in with the last cast, so finished up with 12 fish. All in all, not a bad little session. Nothing of much size. One whiting was in size, but that was a good session. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.